Madam President, I thought I was going to get to use that term more often, but in any event, I like to use it when I can. I was struck by some of the statistics in Exim's 2017 competitiveness report. As I think has been said here, China extended $36.3 billion in medium and long-term export financing, while the United States provided just $0.2 billion. That's an enormous difference. And even smaller countries like Finland, Denmark, and Hungary provided several times more export financing than the Exim Bank. As a matter of fact, I think we're listed 25th among all countries in this regard. You touched on this in your testimony, but can you discuss in more details the trends you're seeing in export credit finance globally?
As you'll see in the report that is going to be delivered to you in the morning, other countries are starting to weaponize their export credit agencies and being very aggressive. We have very rigorous tests, standards, unlike any other export credit agency in the world. And we look at a lot of things such as U.S. content, U.S. flagships, things like that. Other countries pay no attention to things like this. So in the report that you receive tomorrow, you will see that the world is going like this, and we are just now back in business. We want to be good to American workers. I want to see every worker in our country having an opportunity, not denied to them because Exim is not there, and look forward to working with you on the reauthorization.
What efforts have those trends had, what effects, I should say, have those trends had on U.S. exporters and Exim's ability to stay competitive?
I'm not going to comment on specific companies, but I've heard that some multinational companies actually are taking some of their supply chain to other countries that provide export credit agency financing, and those are jobs that our workers are losing out on. So again, those companies can talk to you directly about this, but that pains me. And the thing that keeps me up the most at night is this September 30th expiration of Exim, and the best thing we can do is to provide that certainty.
Let me ask you this, as we consider reauthorizing the bank, which I strongly support, how important is it that we increase the bank's lending cap so it can try to go more competitively with the global context in which we're in?
Absolutely. I believe a modest increase would be welcome.
Mm-hmm. What's the definition of modest?
I know that there are discussions in the House bill and here in the Senate, and those are appropriate.
Mm-hmm. Have you had training at the State Department?
No.
No, because that answer is very diplomatic. But let me.
I just know that the legislative branch is very important.
Well, sometimes those of us who are looking for expertise are looking for insights, so it would be helpful. But maybe we'll do that offline. Let me ask you this. You mentioned the challenge. I think sometimes people think about this as corporate largesse when in fact we create jobs here in America. In my home state of New Jersey, dozens of New Jersey businesses export to new markets around the world. One of those success stories is Lund's Fisheries in Cape May, New Jersey. They worked with Exim to develop an export strategy for their American-made seafood products and get export credit insurance to mitigate the risk of selling overseas. As a result, they've been able to grow their international sales very significantly. They hire more American workers in New Jersey to do that, and they continue to use Exim services to expand its global business. But everything they've just done to expand their global business and to create jobs in New Jersey is at risk if we fail to reauthorize the bank. And so, what would the impact be on your efforts to communicate to U.S. exporters and foreign buyers that Exim is now, after years of waiting for a quorum at the board, fully operational and ready to move forward with larger transactions if the date comes and goes and there isn't a reauthorization?
So as I mentioned, on September 30th, it'll be pencils down, and we will send notification as we have, now that we are back in business. We sent notification to all of those in the pipeline, but we will send notification, very sadly, to those who are in the pipeline that we are closed. Of course, if a lapse happens, we're going to do all we can to work with you. This is the priority of the president, and he has charged me with making sure we don't have a lapse. So I'm going to be working with you if there would be a lapse to ensure that it's short as possible.
Well, I hope there's not a lapse, because at the end of the day, it's tough to generate an expectation, eliminate the expectation, generate the expectation again, and keep the competitive cycle together.